we have a divorce in our understanding of the body, right? So I'm talking to someone the other day who has a lot of pain in their body. They're like, I have a nerve pain. And they're like, oh, it has nothing to do with my muscular system. Well, all of the nerves in your body innervate through the muscular system. Everything is connected. The cell at the cellular level, it's all connected. So if you experience a divorce and a separation within an incredibly important relationship in your life, why did I experience this in the first place? Did I start this relationship in a divorced place within myself? Is that why one day I woke up and I felt like I was in the wrong place, like I had made the wrong decision, like I was unhappy, and how can I wrote this quote down yesterday. It says, may you always be blessed with the clarity to know what is and what isn't for you. And when we are divorced within the cell, when we are experiencing separation, how does this play out, right? Like this could look like insulin resistance. It could look like mitochondrial dysfunctioning. So what is this, right? Let's go to the farthest end of what would happen in insulin resistance and mitochondrial dysfunctioning. We could have cancer, we could have Alzheimer's, dementia, we could have any neurological disease in the body. That's the complete opposite end. And the body, our bodies are so beautiful, they're so strong. So you could live within this place of separation, like I talked about. You could live with 30% energy capacity in your body, and we're still going throughout life just fine, just fine. You could sense a feeling of fatigue, or like you're not in the right place, like you have pain, but you're still in your body, you're still going through, but yet something feels like it's missing. You feel there's some sort of separation happening, like, why am I not truly happy? What is going on in my life? Why do I feel like I don't have enough energy? And to see clearly is to have all of your cells on the same page. And there's trillions of these cells. And, so if you have things in your diet, like if you have a really highly processed diet, what do we know about intaking sugar? We know that right after intaking like a large amount of sugar, our blood sugar skyrockets. What this does is it slows down our cognition, it throws off our balance, right? Because the body has to find a way to bring everything back down to the midline. And so what is this separation and confusion and divorce within the cell? Again, to go to the farthest end of what this would look like is like a cancer cell. You get one cancer cell that decides to have a different genetic expression. It will go so far as to build veins and arteries to drive sugar production to that cell so that it can grow. What this also looks like is it will turn on growth hormones in an excessive amount. So this is directly correlated to your circadian rhythm, right? Because at nighttime, we're supposed to shut all of our growth hormones down. We're supposed to have a lot of melatonin release. A lot of our immune function is supposed to go around, surveil, clean out the brain. But what we have is we have our insulin, our growth hormones turned on all night long. And then during the day, we are having our nighttime hormones come on, right? Like our hormones are confused. And this is something that we've misunderstood. Like I've had a conversation with somebody yesterday. There's a lot of judgment still towards people who are overweight or experiencing diabetes. And again, we have this divorce and confusion in relationship to our biology, right? A lot of people think they're still afraid of their cholesterol. They're afraid of triglycerides or getting sodium in the diet, when these are key elements that are literally gonna make or break you as far as if you're thriving or if you're like in a state of fatigue. But again, we have this like judgment towards people who are overweight. Still a lot of people, because we do not understand our own biology. We don't understand our satiety hormones either. So people who are experiencing diabetes and dementia, Alzheimer's type 3 within the brain, it is a confusion and a separation and divorce within the cell. So we have insulin receptors on the cell, and then of course we are secreting insulin, and all of this has to fit in like lock and keys. So what happens is someone who's experiencing diabetes, their hormone signaling is confused. So our satiety signaling is confused. We're not getting energy into the cell. We're just storing most of it in our fat cells. And then our satiety hormone, which is known as leptin, is not being signaled to. And we are overstimulating ghrelin, which is our hunger hormone. So it's like we're predominantly judging people who are overweight when not understanding that there is like satiety and hunger hormones that are being missignaled. And this is why I'm constantly talking about getting into the sun is one of the number one ways. Syncing up with your light cycle is a number one way to come back into that unity and harmony within the cell, because the cell is light. Like, again, to go to the opposite, if to be completely divorced and separated from the body means that you are dead. You are in a casket. You have no life within the cell. Well, you see that person when you go to an open casket service, they are completely rigid. The body is there, but the spirit is gone. There is no life. There is no energy production coming from the cell. So in order to go towards a state of optimal health, optimal wholeness, this would be to stick towards the light cycle. To stick towards your circadian rhythm is the closest way that you can get towards yourself. And when you have all this energy production, what do we know about like mental health? When I was in a state of anxiety and depression within my body, I also and as far as the memory centers of the brain, right? We know that our memory gets compromised, right? You're not as sharp, right? You cannot remember things. You're just not as quick with your speed and your processing, with the way that you're able to respond to people. You feel fatigued, right? And this all has to do, again, with the light production in the body. So what does it mean? Like, a majority of people, they go through their life like with compromised memory, right? Compromised cognitive speed. We know as we age, we lose this. We lose collagen. We lose flexibility. So again, how do I go back to that state where I am like pursuing my wholeness? I'm pursuing clarity in my body. To go back to that quote, may you always be blessed with the clarity to know what is and what isn't meant for you. How do I strengthen my intuition within the body? Your body is constantly telling you what is and what isn't meant for you. And oftentimes we're overcome with tension. This tension like blocks our blessings. When you are stressed, when I'm stressed and I go outside, I can't hear the birds. I cannot hear the birds. I can't feel the wind. I can't even feel the heat because I'm so in my head. I'm so in my head stressing about what I need to do and thinking that I don't have enough time and feeling like I've already been defeated before I've even started the day. When you are stressed and in a state of tension, you will miss so many opportunities. You will have opportunities falling into your lap over and over and over again, and you will miss these opportunities because you are in a state of tension and stress. And part of that is our physical metabolism, but of course it's also our spiritual metabolism. But I think majority of us struggle again with this divorce state of confusion that we have within our biology. We lack the understanding of the cell. This is why I'm constantly holding up this picture, because I want you to be able to take your power back like I have been trying to take my own power back for many, many years. And when I feel like, I'm starting to feel empty in my spiritual metabolism, I'm starting to feel fatigued, or like I'm starting to have negative thoughts creep in my mind, the first thing I think to myself is, Rachel, we have got to eat a full amino and fatty acid component of food. We have got to feed the brain. We have got to feed the cells in my quest to become back into this wholeness. How can I see the life around me clearly? I can't see clearly when I'm in a state of fatigue, because all I want to do is sit down and rest. All I want to do is get out of this immediate state of danger and fatigue and stress that I feel, and I will miss all of the blessings and all the opportunities around me. I will miss hearing the birds, so I'm so in my head. So how can I get out of my head? How can I get into my heart and expand this light outwards Again, it's not all the physical. You can do everything that you want. You could be doing everything right in your life. You could be doing the morning workouts. You could be getting 8 hours of sleep. But if your spiritual metabolism is off, if your soul is trying to shake you awake before it has to shove you awake, it will catch your attention through symptoms. When you wake up, you're gonna feel fatigued. You're gonna feel stressed, like you're in a hurry. You're gonna have skin problems. You're gonna have symptoms, dry eyes, dry skin. There will be symptoms that your soul is trying to wake you up to. Say, I'm gonna try and gently wake you up until I need to force you to wake up. And like our intuition can guide us, and it guides us. It can guide you gently. This is what I've discovered about my own body. My intuition has guided me gently until it hasn't anymore, until I've hit moments of rock bottom. And I hit one this past winter. And it's been, you don't have to hit rock bottom. You can listen to your intuitive symptoms from your body first. Your spiritual metabolism and your physical metabolism. Physical metabolism is any symptoms. So I'm waking up and I'm feeling fatigued, right? A spiritual metabolism symptom would be I'm waking up and I feel like I'm in a hurry, like I am rushed. You're not rushed. You have plenty of time. And may you always be blessed with a clarity to know what is and what isn't meant for you. You have this clarity inside you. You have this knowing. You know what's meant for you, because if something is meant for you, it will bring you joy and a sense of peace. You will not be confused by what is meant for you. If you're in a relationship, this could be any type of relationship, business, friendship, intimate. If you're in that relationship and you feel lots of stress and chaos from it, that is a symptom for you to reevaluate how you've been showing up in that relationship. And if you need to shift that too, it's just a symptom, it's just a knowing to pay attention to your body. Our bodies are so intelligent. Again, speak kind things to your cells all the time, because they're listening to you. Your immune system is listening to you. Don't be your number one hater, right? There's so many people out there. There's so much negativity already out in the world. You got to be your own hype person, because that negativity, it's always wanting to come in, especially if you hold a lot of light. That light is always wanting to be challenged, because we come here to face the contrast of things. We come here to experience light and dark, the feminine and the masculine side, right? We come here to experience both, and the contrast is a blessing as long as we can pay attention to the symptoms and always try to find our way towards that wholeness, that centeredness, right? And to end on this divorce, dementia topic, blood sugar. The blood sugar is always trying to find the stability within the body. Always. Your nervous system is always trying to find the stability between your fight or flight and your rest and digest. The way that you can find that is through balancing your blood sugar. If I can balance my blood sugar, I can remain pretty autonomous in all my cellular functioning. Because if I'm constantly in a state of, again, chaos and confusion, separation and divorce, if I'm constantly up and down, that's going to be hard. That's more work for my cell to bring me back down to the baseline, right? More energy for my body to bring me back to the baseline. That's why a lot of people recently have been leaning towards carnivore diets, especially when they have ailments and autoimmunity going on, because when you stay in a carnivore diet, you keep the blood sugar more at a steady state level. So what this allows the body to do is you're pocketing a little bit more energy for your immune system so that you can be more at a state of peace. Talking about dementia, the immune system for the brain is so important. Again, the brain is 20 to 30% taking the energy from the body every single day. The brain, your brain is so beautiful. It is a supercomputer, and you can tap into this capacity. Sometimes it's just a matter of looking at how much energy am I using in my diet. And that's why people, again, are choosing a carnivore diet more so now than ever, because you can maintain a steady state level of blood sugar while also getting all of your amino acids, getting tons of amino acids. Our most nutrient-dense sources of our food is in our animal-based proteins, where you're getting the B vitamins, you're getting loads of zinc. Zinc is important for immune function, loads of iron. A lot of women have low iron levels, anemia, problems with their cycles, right? We're just, again, nourishing the body, and we're trying to keep things as stable as possible. So anyway, that's all I got for this video today. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm going to continue working out this idea between divorce and dementia. I'm about to, oh my gosh, I just had this wave of emotion where I could have just cried just now. I'm so passionate about this topic and helping people to come back to their center, finding their strength and their power, and feeling grounded in the body. I'm so passionate about this topic, and helping people come out of these states of autoimmune and diseases that have, essentially been traumatic for a long portion of their life. So I'm just really passionate about this. I don't have my comments turned on. I think our comments, when I look under comments under videos and posts on Facebook and stuff like that, I tend to get lost, and then I also find that there's a lot of negativity, and I don't want to perpetuate this cycle. So, and that too, like, I will mention, like, I'm a sensitive person, so I take the negativity to heart. Like, I am in this process of not taking things personally at all, just letting it go in my life, being in my feminine essence, just letting it all go. But for the purpose of clarity and streamlining things and getting to the point, I think the world would be a much better place. Social media would be a better place if we didn't have comment sections turned on, if you just followed the people that you really resonated with and then went on to others that, if you're not resonating, moving on to others. So that's how I feel about social media. I hope that, we could use it to educate and to create more, right? Like, if you have something negative to say, maybe you should create a video on how you feel about that. And, if people resonate with you, they follow you, and maybe that's how it could go. I feel like it's a better way. It's like more efficient that way. And my mind is always about efficiency. So that's something I think a lot about. But I do appreciate all of your thoughts, no matter what they are. I feel them and I appreciate them anyway. So if you like this video, you can like, share, and subscribe. I hope it's helpful for you. But as always, I wish you the best of luck.